Good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, and this is the Administration Committee meeting for Richland District 1. It is now 9:01 a.m. and we're located at the Stevenson Administration Building, 1616 Richland Street, Columbia, South Carolina, 29201. This meeting is being held in room 102. Pursuant to Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, all persons, organizations, and media outlets, as requested, have been notified of the time, date, place, and agenda of this meeting. Information items 2.1, Office of Human Resources presentation. There are no items in executive session. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
Move that we now adopt the agenda as printed.
And I second that motion. So at this time, we will turn, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No opposed. At this time, we'll turn it over to Dr. Kumas.
Good morning, commissioners. This morning, I have Dr. Curry Jones with me, and she's going to present our recruitment and retention efforts for the 25-26 school year.
Good morning, commissioners, and good morning, Dr. Walker.
Morning.
I'm excited to present what we've been doing for recruitment and retention. The 24-25 school year and the 25-26 school year. Today, I will review just some retention, recruitment and retention goals, recruitment and retention strategies that we currently have in practice, some new approaches that we are going to be using this 25-26 school year. And then I have placed a few samples of feedback and data that we have that is rooted in retention and recruitment. So here are our recruitment and retention goals. Our first goal is to promote efficient and equitable recruitment. And for us, that means that we want to enhance our visibility of job opportunities. Quite often when we go to career fairs, people think that we're just looking for teachers. So we have been intentional about highlighting all of the different roles it takes for a school district to run. Secondly, we want to increase the accessibility of job opportunities. And so we want to make sure that when we are having hiring events, that we are placing them in places where they are accessible for our community. So for example, the hiring event that we have that is really looking for classified employees, we look at bus routes and things like that to make sure that the event is accessible. Secondly, we want to strengthen the educator pipeline for teachers. And we've been doing that by increasing our partnerships with our collegiate partners. Right now, we are partnered with 44 institutions. We have student teachers and intern placements from those 44 institutions. We also have increased our number of partnerships with our collegiate partners as far as residency programs. We are currently working with Carolina CAP Residency, APEC, CREATE, SC Dream, and in the past, we've worked with Transitions to Teaching. And then we also have a district-based Project Rise program. Our third goal, support schools facing greater recruitment challenges through strategic recruitment. So we have been very strategic in where we place a lot of those residency programs.
Good.
Where we place those residency programs, for example, Transitions to Teaching was placed in the Lower Richland area when we were working with that program. Carolina CAP Residency is currently placed at Carver-Lyon and W.A. Perry. And then our SC Dream program We have a couple of teachers placed in Lower Richland area. We have teachers that are also located in other schools around the district. We have a total of 14 SC Dream residents. Let's see. Our fourth goal is to strengthen recruitment through through open feedback and culture of continuous growth. One of the things that we implemented last year was we started doing surveys to our participants of our hiring events. So as they leave, we ask them to complete a short survey for us. And then we also survey our principals and participants on that side as well, so that we can use that feedback to continuously improve our hiring events. And then last, we want to reduce our first-year teacher turnover. Our section also works with the induction program. And so we have worked to improve that program annually based on the feedback that we get from our teachers. Next, I would like to highlight some of the strategies that we currently have in place for recruitment and retention. The first one is that we host district hiring events and job fairs. We do a winter, fall, summer. We also do a winter interview night. And we conduct ongoing virtual interviews. We also use the strategy of growing our own. We do that through supporting our teacher cadet program. We do attend their ceremony, and we offer them a certificate where they can sign with the district, and we promise them employment after they successfully finish their education program. We have many partnerships with the University of South Carolina. Transitions to Teaching was a partnership with USC. SC Dream is also a partnership with USC, and we help to co-facilitate those residency programs from the interview process all the way through those teachers becoming certified. We also have an in-house Project Rise program where we can support a lot of our paraprofessionals to become certified teachers. For that program, they have to meet one of the two requirements. They either went through a traditional education program and they only need the praxis, or we help to support them in finding an alt certification program that they can be accepted to and successfully become certified. We also provide our employees with praxis support. A lot of our paraprofessionals and international teachers take advantage of that offering. And then also we have tuition reimbursement up to $500 per course. Our next strategy includes, again, our collegiate partnerships. So we use the standard career fair database called Handshake. I don't know if you all have heard of that, but most of the colleges use that to post all of their hiring events. So we can see the teacher hiring events, we can see the all careers hiring events, and we use that to register for events. We attend in-state college fairs. I'm going to show you later some data of the number of fairs that we attended last year. We serve on college panels. So commonly, Sally and myself, we're asked to serve on panels at Columbia College, at USC, and other surrounding colleges just to support our prospect teachers. I guess that's what I'll call them, people in teaching programs. We also host teacher residency programs, as I said before. And then we offer student teacher recruitment sessions. So all of the student teachers and interns that are in our district. We hold an event for them. We do one in the fall and one in the spring to give them more information about our district, and we also talk about the incentives that we offer. And our department or our school district also offers a bonus to those student teachers that they sign while student teaching in the amount of $3,000. We also target career changers and retirees. Really excited. This year was the first year that we did some recruitment on military bases. We did a recruitment fair at Fort Bragg, as well as it was a variety of military bases in Atlanta. And it was very lucrative for us. We had long lines at our table. We were like a needle in a haystack. There were a lot of retired military people and spouses of retired military people that were looking for a second career. We also distribute literature on alt certification, and that's basically what I did at that military base was I provided literature on how that they could become certified teachers. We recruit part-time and full-time retirees. We attend general industry career fairs. I believe last year we attended 17. So at those fairs, we're talking to IT people. We are talking to speech pathologists, psychologists, people in all kinds of fields. And then also we're talking to people who have a degree, who have an interest in teaching, who may want to join an alt certification program so that they can become a certified teacher. We also host alternative certification information sessions. Last year, we did one at Logan Elementary. We had a great turnout. We invited all of those programs to come out and talk to our paraprofessionals in our district, and we also opened it up to the public. We also communicate clear career ladders for advancement with the district. And I was reading some research and found that some people don't go into education because they can't see the growth. So when we go out and we're talking to people, we talk about where this career could lead you. And then last but not least, we do, again, support with tuition. Our employee incentive package really sets us apart from other districts when we're out recruiting. So we have a really good package to offer that, again, includes tuition reimbursement. We have the support with the home closing costs. It's very attractive when we're recruiting. We also have that $2,000 sign-in bonus. And then we have the student teacher stipend. So when we're at our collegiate partners career fairs, we often talk to people about coming to our district and doing their student teaching here. Community engagement, we've definitely been trying to increase that. This year, we went to a back to school event in the Pine Haven community. We've also been to an event in the Waverly community. At the end of last year, Richland County School District 1 had a table at the Black Expo. We also did a pop-up table at Drew Wellness. Employee referral program. So we do have an employee referral program where we provide a $500 stipend to employees who refer another employee, and once that employee is hired, they are eligible for that stipend. We've also been working on our social outreach. I know that you've probably seen Sally and myself in a couple of reels last year, And we're planning on doing a couple this year. We've been partnering with Ms. Mackey in communications, and we've been trying to put ourselves out there a little bit more. We have a fall career fair coming up soon, so you'll definitely see us on the website, on social media. And then we've already completed the radio ad and the billboard. This next bullet aligns more with retention and talks about our induction program. We do have a really good induction program. Some of the things that we're doing, some other districts aren't doing, to the point where we were asked to present at the Sarah State meeting, last meeting, because we do provide differentiated support. We know that we have teachers that are traditional route, international, as well as alt certification. Our teachers now have between 10 to 13 sessions that they can choose from monthly, so that no teacher is sitting in a session that they don't need. So they can pick the session based on where they are. Along with that, the differentiated learning opportunities, we also celebrate our induction teachers as often as we can. We do it at the beginning of the school year. We do a mid-year celebration, and then we do an end of the year graduation celebration, and it's a good time. We are also offering them coaching. The coaching happens between two departments. Our department provides coaching, and teaching and learning also provides coaching to our induction teachers. We also have an interactive guidebook. Here's a copy of it here. To the teachers, it's a living document. The best part of it is we have a frequently asked questions part. So we call it the one-stop shop. So they know that they can look there first, because if there's a question asked that's good for the whole group, we add it to that area. So it's a living document. They know that they can always go there first to find good information. We also have many structured self-reflection opportunities built into the program. And then we also, of course, provide them support with the SCTS 4.0 rubric. And then for our induction 2 and our induction 3 teachers, this year we're using, we've partnered with professional development, and we're using micro-credentials to help support them. Our next strategy is professional growth. And again, I've put being very clear in communicating those career ladders for advancement. And then for culture and climate, with induction and all programs that we work with, we definitely promote an inclusive culture. We recognize staff achievements, celebrating milestones, and then we are constantly conducting surveys and receiving feedback. This next slide are some new strategies that we want to put in place for the 25-26 school year. So we've been doing some pop-up tables, and we definitely want to do more of those when we're out of the season of the college career fairs, just because we know that there are lots of people in the community that would love to have the same schedule as their children. So we want to make them aware of how we can help to get them certified. But also just doing some pop-up tables at the universities, not waiting for a career fair. Sally McCants was at Lander yesterday. Her table was stationed in the education department in the hallway. And so as students went to class and came out of class, she was able to give them some literature on our district, and to also just to provide them with some, information on what we have to offer here in Richland County School District 1. So we also want to attend some out-of-state career fairs, as well as we've been in contact with the nursing department at USC, but we want to engage all of our nearby schools. We want to get to know the head of the nursing departments, schools, well, psychology departments, so that we can go to those particular career fairs as well. So we go to the all career fairs, but we want to also go to those specialized career fairs as well. For community engagement, we want to attend more general industry career fairs. And then also we are looking to see how we can engage more alumni prospects for applicants here in the district. As far as social outreach, we want to have more virtual information sessions to support people in getting certified through alternative certification routes, and then to also share all of the career opportunities and incentives that we have here in our district. And then as a department, we've talked about actively involving school level faculty and staff in HR-led committees and collaborative forums so we can get more feedback. This next slide is just a sample of some feedback that we received from the winter 2024 career fair. And I will say that we do have the QR codes near the door. As the participants are leaving, we need to do a better job of making sure that we're getting more people to fill out the information form. So the first one, which I know it's just a little hard to see, but the first one talks about whether or not they would recommend someone to come to one of our career fairs. And as you can see, 92% would recommend our career fair for people to attend our career fair. The second question, which is question number 4 up there, we ask a question to receive feedback so we can improve what we're doing at our career fair. And then question number 5 is an overall satisfaction question. And the scale goes up to 5, and that's 4.92. Here is just a collection of data for all of our career fairs, the 24-25 school year. We had 478 attendees. Last school year, we had a total of 216 interns in our school district, and that's fall and spring put together. We attended 32 recruitment events, and 16 of those recruitment events were all career job fairs, which meant that we were talking to all careers: speech, psychologists, nurses, ITs, IT for the IT positions. And then last school year, we had 4 residents with the Carolina CAP program. So far this school year, we haven't had our first career fair yet. It's coming up. It's November 8th. But as far as interns, for the fall, we have 135 interns between those 44 institutions. We've already attended 20 recruitment events this school year, and 17 of those recruitment events were all career job fairs, not just for teachers. And this school year so far, we have 18 residents in our schools Um, And then that last piece of data talks about just our resume database. So when a principal is looking for someone, we send them information from here. When I do a virtual interview, I record it and I send it out to everyone that has that position available. And that database is not just teachers, it's just prospect employees. So right now, we have about 291 resumes within our database. This next slide shows some induction data. Last year, we had 256 induction 1 teachers. That includes international teachers, alternative certification, and traditional teachers. We retained 224 of those teachers. And as you can see, some of the reasons why some of those teachers left, like, you know, if they were alt certification in Project Rise, there was a deadline where they had to meet all of those requirements. So you can see that we had 11 of those teachers to move to classified positions. We are constantly getting feedback from our induction teachers. This is some mid-year feedback from last school year from our induction teachers. And we asked them questions to help us improve. That top question, question number 3, it basically says, do you feel supported? Because we want to know. 89% of them said yes, 11% said maybe, and 1% said no. Number 7, which is an area of growth. So here's some areas that after self-reflecting that the induction teachers think that they need support in: classroom management, time management, and stress management. Number 9, how do you rate your overall experience with the induction program? And again, the scale went up to 5 and it was 4.5%. Here are some end of the year samples. Question number 2, what was your biggest success for this school year? And most of them believe that building relationships was their biggest success. And then what was the most helpful support session? And so we saw the highest numbers in the curriculum check-ins, and they get access to those through a partnership between teaching and learning, classroom management, and instructional strategies. Then here's our recruitment staff. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Thank you all for a wonderful presentation. Dr. Walker, do have several questions, and it's really going to point into some rear view clarity. And thank God that with your leadership, we're going to have some windshield perspective on better recruitment, better retention, because that's what it's about. It's about being better. But let me get some clarity on something, if y'all don't mind, Dr. Coombs and Dr. Jones. You all did a survey from last year. What was the span of time you all surveyed, just to be clear, of our employees? That 2 slides back. Right there.
The mid-year.
Yeah, what year was that?
So this was last school year in December.
Okay. And that's pretty consistent from the years before, or that's just outliers? Is that the only year that you all got data?
No. So
Trend data.
yes,
Trend.
so We definitely have been doing this survey since 2021, and that's when I got here. So I know at least we have it back to 2021.
All right, thank you for the right word, the trend data. So is that where it kind of stays in that space of what you said, 80, I think I wrote it down, 89%? Is that right? What's that, number 3?
Of feeling supported.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it was in the 90s.
Well, no, I'm not, number 3 there says, do you feel supported? 89% said yes.
Okay.
What's
That,
and then you have, you had,
1% that
10,
said
10,
no.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
10%
I'm
maybe,
sorry.
and 1% said no.
1% no. That's good to hear, right? Because if we're standing on what the Forbes survey has said, that we're one of the best places to work in America, let alone just a clear and focused shot on school districts. We're one of the best school districts to work in America. Is probably because of that.
Mhm,
You know, almost 90% of our employees feel supported.
mhm.
And when we ask this question, I want to have a discussion because this is work. You know, just not rubber stepping and moving along with transactional opportunities to make the district better, but this is transformational. When we look at the number one reason why people leave a job, right, let alone why people resign, what was the reason that you all discovered?
So I did my doctorate work on that.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's lack of support.
Lack of support.
So
All right, so we got a major percentage of our teachers, staff, saying they feel supported, but only 1% said lack of support.
mhm,
There's always room for improvement, right? But I think that we're doing good.
mhm.
We don't need to put the narrative out there that our teachers don't feel supported, our staff don't feel supported, because we're talking about what is a definitive answer. Yeah, majority of our people feel supported.
Mhm.
Can we do better? Absolutely. I want to be very clear about that. And so moving forward, Dr. Walker, let's continue. If it's the 1%, right? If it's that one sheep that's lost, let's go and make sure that person, those individuals feel supported. I don't know who that is. We don't need to know. We just need to know in an overall perspective that we want to do that.
Now, Commissioner, just a point of clarification.
Yeah.
Now, this induction, these are a specific classification of teachers, correct?
Yeah, this our first year teachers.
Yeah, so, but I think your point is still relevant, right? And I just, I'd be interested in understanding, so clearly we're doing a pretty good job with this group of teachers.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be worthwhile, and I don't know if we have this data or not, to look at sort of how are we doing in those other groups of teachers who have up to 5 years experience, up to 10, 15, 20, so on and so forth. I'm not sure if we keep that. We are, I know, looking at data, at using a data warehouse called Panorama that gets at some of that moving forward. I'm not sure if we have historical data on that, but I think it's a good point.
Yeah, I definitely buy into that, and thank you, Commissioner Hersey, for pointing that out as well. But if we don't catch it at the one,
Yes.
it becomes bigger down the road. And that's why I said, let's make sure that we are looking at a windshield perspective. So I do value what you're saying. Do you have something you want to say, Dr.
So
Cole?
that 1 to 5 year range is where you lose a lot of teachers that are first starting out in that 1 to 5 year range. We also participate in the SC Teacher Climate Survey. We've done that for the past couple of years, and I can bring that data back to you as well and see where we have trended over the past couple of years. We're getting ready to send the survey out again this year so that we can get this year's data. So as soon as they bring that back in the spring, I'll bring you some numbers back with the trend data in reference to where we're at total wise for everybody who participates in it. And, when you send those surveys out, we have to get these folks to participate and make sure that they understand that this is an anonymous survey. We have no idea who sends what in, but we have to have at least the majority of our folks to participate, or they don't include us in the survey. So there is a big push. We pushed it really hard last year so we could get above that, I think it's 80%, so that we could get above that in the participation. So we'll do that again this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Hersey, 3 more points of question or discussion. Dr. Jones, and you can be an expert in this because you did your dissertation on it. After lack of support or lack of leadership could be synonymous, right? Well, we can probably look at the second reason. I'm not sure your data, but I think I read in some articles that burnout could be an issue why people leave the profession. I would love to hear what you all have found that is a challenge with retaining teachers, because I want to go to one of your slides where it talked about teacher support. Can you go back about 2 or 3 slides? Right there. And we do a lot, but I'm sure that's not all of it, right? But where's the mental health? Can you talk about what we can do to support our staff with mental health resources? Because I don't see anything up there. We didn't discuss it. Are we doing anything is the question.
So in those variety of sessions that we offer, some of them do cater to that. Mhm.
Okay, could you elaborate, like, what does that look like? Because that could be a strong marketing piece to recruit, and not just first-time teachers or first-year teachers, but teachers from other districts who are feeling burned out because not only lack of support and leadership, but their mental health. If it's not something you want to elaborate on now, but maybe later, it could show that this is what we do to prevent burnout with our teachers. I think that's strong. And then not only what you say from a staff perspective, but what our staff says, what our teachers are saying as testimonials. You know, our walking billboards are our staff. Our teachers will tell the story better than we can. So I would love to hear more about that. My third, you want to respond? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was letting her know, we also have that employee assistance program
Yeah.
that some districts do not provide.
Yeah.
So if they do come in and they say that they're having some anxiety or stressed or those things, we can refer them and there's no charge to the employee. So we can send them to speak with someone and to try to get that assistance as well.
Good
So we
job.
do have that and we promote that pretty strongly. So if someone is feeling that, they can get in touch with our employee relations coordinator and she can get them in touch with the right people.
Great job. I just wanted to make sure we just highlighted and talked about it in this session.
And I do want to also make the comment that the coaching that we do from our office is for retention. So the coaching that comes from HR is for retention. So we are going in there supporting with needs, making sure that they can find, resources that they need. So that's what our focus is retention with our coaching. So that the coaching is not overlapped with the coaching that's coming out of teaching and learning.
And it's all come down to a competitive edge. So maybe I consolidate 3 and 4 in one point. You said we get $3,000 bonus for signing. Could you go to that slide where it is? Employee incentives. There you go. Home closing is great. Signing bonuses is great. Have we established a partnership with dealerships? Do we have a partnership with dealerships that could provide some incentives for new car purchases or whatever?
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, I don't want to speak to it too much right now because we do have MOA
Yeah.
that is being looked at and approved. But yes, sir. And as soon as that one is approved, there will be a big presentation in reference to what this particular dealership is going to be
Great
allowing
job.
us to do.
Great job. Now, 2 more slides back, because I just want to make sure we clarify something for correction. Because you said something that was not consistent with what was on the screen. Tuition reimbursement, where is that? I think you just passed it. Go back.
It's $800.
It's $800 and you said 500. So someone may be listening.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that we catch that and let everybody know that we are doing 800, not 500.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
$500 is for
Referral. Good job. Thank you.
Dr. Jones, just something to think about, and I'm not sure if you all track this piece of it. I would be interested in knowing from the number of interns that we have in the district, what percentage of those are hired? And the same for those persons who attend the job fairs. We had 478. How many were we able to actually grab to hire? And because that would help us determine whether or not there's some gaps in what we're doing process-wise to hire to hire employees. And then the other question I wanted to get a little more information about with the Carolina CAP, the Project Rise, you mentioned that they're assigned to certain areas of the district. What is the consideration what do you use as the criteria to determine where they're going to be placed?
For the residency program?
Yes.
So some of the residency programs have different criteria. So for example, transitions to teaching, it had to be rural.
Oh, that's what I needed to know.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And then for some of the other residency programs, we do look at recruitment challenges in schools. Mhm. Just because, for example, for the SC Dream, those residents are committed to us for 3 years following their residency.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to know what factors you all looked at. For retirees, this is something that I think we would take someone to specifically look at. I feel like there are now a lot of retirees who are willing to come back to work and help. However, they're going to want alternative schedules. And so has any consideration been given so that as a retiree, maybe I can come back and work just afternoons, or I can only work mornings, or I can only work hourly and put in 2 hours a day, because I've seen in some other districts, just yesterday, actually, I saw some retirees and they were sitting outside of the classroom just doing independent reading with another student. And those are small things that make a huge impact in the development of children. So just want to put that out there to look at some alternatives.
And Dr. Hersey, we are doing that.
Okay.
So we even do job sharing. So if we have two teachers that want to come in
Yeah.
and one wants to work half a day, the other one wants to work the other half of the day, we'll definitely accommodate that.
Okay.
Of course, the principal has to be on board
Right.
with us as well. We brought retirees in to do one class because we couldn't find someone else to teach the class. So we've done that as well. So we are definitely open and trying to do some of that as well to fill some of our vacancies.
Okay, so I guess with advertising and marketing, that may be something we can kind of hone in on, or maybe with some of these retiree organizations to let them know that that is now an option, because that wasn't always an option in the past.
Yes, ma'am. We actually did a launch in the district to do that last year. Maybe we need to go back and promote it a little bit more again this year, just to make sure folks know that we are offering that.
Excellent. And that leads into the same as with nursing. I know that we have a shortage of nursing, and at one of the meetings, it was mentioned that nurses want flexible schedules. And so that's one of the reasons why the district can't sometimes hire nurses. But if we want to be more proactive, we may need to start offering those type of alternative schedules for nursing. And the reason for that, the reason I say that is with the temp agencies, there's not much consistency. So a school may have Nurse Hersey Monday, Tuesday, but then Thursday, Friday, they may have
Nurse Bishop.
Nurse Bishop.
I like
And that's
that.
not any consistency. So it would be better for me if we hired the nurses and at least they're consistent with us and not having so much turnover. Because once a school trains a nurse to do some work and then the next day that someone else is there, we're retraining. So just something to think about. Well, we appreciate your this information. Thanks for sharing. And Dr. Walker, do you have anything you would like to add? No?
No, thank you, Dr. Curry Jones, for the presentation. Very thorough. I have some thoughts, but I'm gonna put them on the back burner, but I feel good about at least where we are. We have a good place to we've made progress and we have a good place to sort of move forward. So thank you.
Yeah, anything?
Yeah, one more thing, maybe two. I do, value that you all are gonna look at enhancing certain areas, increasing in certain areas. Not lost on the fact that those will be measured and looking forward to what those measurables look like. Um, when we look at also tuition reimbursement, right? How are we measuring the success of that program? Because $800 is a substantial amount, and hopefully that's competitive, right? Is that what is the going rate? Are we at a limit of what we can offer for reimbursement? Is there a place of increase in that?
There is a place that we can go back and review to see if we need to offer a little bit more than that. Most of your tuition reimbursement is for those folks taking the praxis test. And then the reimbursement comes when they pass the test. We don't just pay them to take the test because some folks can take it 100 times and may possibly not pass the test. So that's where a lot of that comes into play. The praxis booklets, the practice materials, and those things is where that tuition reimbursement comes in.
Yeah, because as I look at maybe a third reason why people leave the profession is because of the rate of pay versus the rate of what? Debt. So when we do everything from helping with closing costs, dealing with incentives with other opportunities and things that you need for life. That tuition reimbursement can go a long way. But however, we want longevity in your career with Richland One too. So I don't know what that looks like, but I hopefully can understand later that it's going to keep some great teachers here.
And some of the things we have also, Dr. Bishop, is when we have just partnered with USC, and Dr. Curry Jones, make sure I'm correct on this. Is there 15 people? How many people were in that program? 14 people in the program. We brought them on board and we're paying them at the IA salary, and a partnership with us and USC, they're getting their degree to teach. So it's not really costing them anything at this point.
Good.
So these are some avenues that we're looking to do. That's why these partnerships with these different universities are important. When I first got here, the first thing I did was made sure that when Dr. Curry Jones was setting these meetings up, that I attended these meetings with our colleges that are actually in our state, because we met with Clemson, we met with Winthrop, we've met with several colleges just to make sure we can tell these folks, we are willing to partner with them if they're willing to accept a partnership with us.
Well, good. Yeah, there's a great college by the sea called Savannah State University who just got a partnership with Hyundai, who gave them $5 million for their education program. You might want to send somebody down there.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hersey.
Anything further? Okay, can I get a motion?
That's it. That's
Stand
it.
adjourned?
That's
Okay.
No
Well,
objection.
no objection. This meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.